am still getting myself together. Margaretta, I wrote these names down. Where are they? Margaretta, Gladys, and Laura, I blame you. Because you all were in the comments yesterday. I didn't see them until after the show, but you guys were in the comments yesterday talking about I should keep talking about money. I've been so far down the rabbit hole since you saw me yesterday. I've been so far down that literally Diego just popped in. He's one of the producers on New Thought Media Network. He just popped in to check on me to see if I was okay. I was like, oh shoot, it's showtime. I haven't done all the things that I was supposed to do, but I got plenty to say about money. So let me do my intro so we can come back to that. All right, so this is the 23rd of September. This is the 79th episode of the Be Your Own Hero show. Hero is an acronym. It means helping everyone reach optimism. It is an extension of my one-for-one clothing brand, Hero Gear Ministry. Yeah, let's go with that, Hero Gear Ministry. So let me do my disclaimer since I'm still talking about money. I am not a financial advisor. I'm also not a personal fitness coach. I'm simply talking about the things that have worked for me and the information that I'm learning about. So take what I say with a grain of salt. Do your own research. Okay, so on my end, the feed is skipping a little bit. So let me know if you're having a problem on your side. And if so, I'll make some adjustments. But I'm just going to keep rolling for now. All right, so today is Tally Thursday. As you know, typically I would tell you how many miles I've run, how many items we've sold from the Hero Gear Ministry. But I ain't got none of that because I was up to the minute studying money. So we're just going to talk about money. And I am going to make a small adjustment because it's still skipping on my end and it's a little distracting for me. So just give me 1 second to close a couple windows. And I'll be right back with you. All right, so that should help a little bit on my end. All right, so I want to hurry up and get back to the money because there's a lot to talk about. So let me just start where I left off yesterday. I left off talking about my very recent discovery that the information about money, about stocks, varies from brokerage to brokerage. What? Yeah. So, for example, I am up on Robinhood, Ameritrade, and Cash App for investing. So right now, those are my three brokerages. The information about any specific stock varies sometimes from brokerage to brokerage. I was shocked to discover this. And it was a throwaway comment that was given by Wall Street Trapper. He was talking about something else, and he just said something about the different prices. I was like, I'm sorry, what? Different prices. So I picked a random stock from my portfolio, and I looked at all three brokerages, and I saw that there were differences. Now, here's why that's important. On Robinhood, they've built in what I call a delay. Like, I don't know what the technical term is, but I'm just going to call it a delay. So to be clear, if you've got a position in Chipotle, let's say, and it's at 40 and it dips down to $39 per share, you decide, all right, I think it's going to keep going down. I'm going to sell at $39 per share. You put in your order to sell at 39 and you get your $39, but they have a built-in delay. So even though Robinhood is showing you 39, it's still 40. So you sold at 39, you get your 39, Robinhood keeps the dollar difference. What? So the fact that that's legal is mind-boggling to me. And it answers a question, because I'm sure some of you were wondering, how come there's no fees on these brokerage services? Because usually fees is how people make their money. How come there's no fees? That's why. They've built it in. So that was mind-boggling. So I just wanted to clearly state that, because I was trying to say it quickly at the end and I was rushing it. That leads me into something else that I discovered. So hopefully we're all on the same page. We're talking about stock. We're talking about the stock market brokerages, and the fact that you can buy stock on Cash App and Robinhood and on Ameritrade, but it's different in each of those three places, and probably the other brokerages too. Okay. So I suggested buying stock on Cash App because it's easy and most of us have a smartphone and we've got the Cash App on our smartphone already. Okay. After that, I discovered dividends because I was shocked to discover that these companies that pay dividends will still pay you dividends even if you only buy a fractional share, which is to say that let's use the same example, Chipotle, $40, I think I said. So those are not accurate numbers, by the way. So Chipotle, $40, and let's say you don't have $40, you can buy a fraction of that $40 share for as little as $1. You can buy fractional shares on the Cash App. And even when you buy a fractional share, if Chipotle is a dividend paying company, I'm not sure if they are, but if they are, they will still pay you dividends on your $1, which is mind blowing. You don't have to have a full share. This is where it gets interesting though. Well, let me finish that. So in Cash App, you will see a notification as if someone paid you money, and it'll say, Chipotle paid you 1 cent in dividends, and we've added it to your cash balance, right? Okay, so this is where it gets interesting. It added it to your cash balance, so it's still within the ecosystem of Cash App, but it's in the place where you would see money if a friend of yours paid you money. Like if somebody paid you $10 and you get this dividend from Chipotle of 1 cent, now you've got 1001 in your account. So you've got to literally move it back into the stock market side of Cash App to reinvest it. Okay. Meanwhile, over on Ameritrade, you've got DRIP. Now, DRIP is a very cool acronym. It's very, very swagadocious. DRIP is an acronym for Dividend Reinvestment. I forget what the P is for. Remind me if you know. But it's an acronym, and it means dividend reinvestment. So if you sign up for DRIP on Ameritrade or any other brokerage house, if you sign up for DRIP, the money that you make in dividends is automatically reinvested into the stock. But this is really interesting though, because right now the party line for Ameritrade is we don't sell fractional shares. Now, Ameritrade has been acquired by Charles Schwab, who does sell fractional shares. So soon there won't be a difference. You'll be able to buy fractional shares. But right now, they say they don't sell fractional shares. But here's the workaround. If you have stock in, let's keep using the same example, you've got stock in Chipotle and they pay a dividend. And if you've got a whole share, because you have to buy a whole share right now on Ameritrade, but you've got a whole share, you got a $40 share of Chipotle. When the dividend comes, and if you've got the DRIP turned on, it automatically reinvests, which means it buys a fractional share. The thing that they say they don't do, they do if you sign up for DRIP. Right? So on Cash App, the pennies, whatever the dividend is, comes into your account, and then you have to buy something again to put it back in the stock market. But on Ameritrade, the DRIP is automatic. The dividend reinvestment is automatic, so it automatically adds on to whatever you've got. So even if it's not a full $40, it'll still buy just a tiny little fractional piece more of that stock. What? So the point right now, the point for me is that this is a game that is played on many different levels. First of all, it's a game. Second of all, it's a game played on many different levels. It's like the difference between chess and checkers. Like there are so many different levels to play this game on, and it's all about information and mindset. And I know I've used the word mindset a lot. And I remember when I first started hearing the word mindset, I wasn't really sure what that meant. So here's my definition of mindset. Mindset is reacting to the same information differently. The information doesn't change, but how you react to it changes. So I'll give a quick example. I was talking to my mom about this yesterday. Had some tourists come into town and they wanted to see all the touristy things, including Fifth Avenue, all the fancy stores on Fifth Avenue. So they want to go in this one particular store. Well, many of them actually, but I didn't particularly want to go in the stores, and that's not new. Like that's an old reaction. If this had happened a couple of years ago, I would not go in the stores just because I didn't want to look at the things that I didn't feel like I could afford to buy. But this time I didn't go in, and automatically, without even thinking about it, I was on my phone Googling whether the store that they went into was publicly traded. And if it was, what's the stock price? And if what's the ROI? And like what's the dividend yield? Is there a dividend? And I learned all kinds of things by doing that, but that's the mindset shift. So my mindset has shifted enough to, without even thinking about it, I start analyzing information at a different level, as opposed to just sitting there being mad because I feel like I can't buy the things. I am now analyzing how I can get the things if I wanted to. And more important, how I can get involved in the stock market for this particular store. And I learned all kinds of things. Like I learned, and you might know this already, but I learned that there is a Hong Kong exchange because one of the companies that I Googled was publicly traded, but it was only available on the Hong Kong exchange. And I was like, yeah, of course they have a separate financial system. I just never thought about it. But then that led me to think about, well, how can I get in on the Hong Kong exchange? And there are ways, but then that's a whole other rabbit hole we won't even have time to get into. So let me finish what I'm talking about now. As you see, I'm very excited. I spent all night and early this morning researching all kinds of things. So I just want to double down on the drip. So I am in the process of closing positions on Cash App and moving money into Ameritrade so that I can take advantage of the drip, the dividend reinvestment. Because for me now, the tool of Cash App is the ability to buy stocks that I can't afford to buy a share of. Basically, I can put those stocks on layaway, like Tesla, Amazon, really big companies where one share is like $2,000 or $3,000. Maybe I can't do that, but I can buy a fractional share on Cash App. But if I can afford to buy a whole share on Ameritrade and sign up for DRIP, that just makes more sense because then when the dividend is paid, it will automatically buy a fractional share of that stock again and again and again. And some of these dividend reinvestments, some of these dividends are paid monthly. Some are paid quarterly, some are paid biannually. It varies per company. But can you imagine, like, if you're in something that pays a dividend monthly, then every single month your position will grow by itself on autopilot. What? So anyway, there is a lot of information here, and I think I'm running short on time again, so I may have to talk about money again tomorrow. But I just want to end with this mindset shift. Jeff Bezos, Amazon.com. We know that he's rich, right? You know how much he's worth though? I don't even have time to wait for you to put it in the comments. Let me just tell you, he's worth about $210 billion. But what's his salary? His salary is $81,000 a year. $81,000 a year. So where's the money coming from? Stock. 90% of his net worth is based on Amazon stock. Amazon stock that we all have access to. That's the bulk of his wealth. We have access to the same thing that is making him a billionaire. And on Cash App and other apps that offer you fractional shares, you can buy into Amazon even if you can't afford to buy a whole share. It's mind-boggling stuff. So again, I've run out of time. If you want me to keep talking about money tomorrow, let me know, because once again, I didn't even finish my list. I got halfway through my list of things I wanted to talk about. Don't even have time for a commercial break. I'm just going to have to pop out. Check me out here tomorrow for the Be Your Own Hero show at 10 a.m. Eastern, and check out Sit with Rev Melissa coming up at 10:30 Eastern. I'll be producing and popping in to say a few words here and there. So until I see you next time, keep doing, be a hero, be your own hero, most important, and remember that right now is better than perfect. Later.